Hi there. For 5 weeks, I've been building the case from the ground up. The Numi proof, Taylor's confession, the suggestion gap, Deming's statistics, Tone's economics. Each essay adds another pillar to the same structure. Frontline intelligence exists, was deliberately suppressed, and produces extraordinary results when the system deploys it instead. So, this week, I want to talk about what happens when you skip the deployment step and go straight to automation. The evidence comes from the largest, most expansive, most thoroughly documented management initiative of the past 2 decades, the digital transformation movement. And you're not going to believe it. The price tag for the failure I'm about to describe is approximately 900 billion with a B in a single year. Yep, you're not going to believe it. So, starting around 2015, a consensus formed among management consultants, technology vendors, and corporate boards that the path to competitive advantage ran through digital technology. Companies needed to digitally transform, to adopt cloud computing, AI, the Internet of Things, advanced analytics, robotics, and automation across their operations. The logic was compelling on paper. Technology had transformed consumer experience. Look at it, smartphones, e commerce, social media. Surely it could transform operations with equal force. The McKinsey Global Institute estimated that digital technologies could unlock trillions in economic value. Boards allocated massive budgets. Chief digital officers were hired. Transformation offices were established. Vendors lined up. The promise was that technology would solve the productivity problem that had plagued manufacturing, construction, healthcare, and services for decades. Automate the repetitive work, digitize the information flows, let algorithms optimize what human judgment had failed to improve. Sounds fair. The results are now in, and they are devastating. BCG studied 850 companies undertaking digital transformations. Only 35% reached their stated goals. The remaining 65% fell short, many dramatically. Bain's 2024 analysis found that 88% of digital transformations failed to achieve their original ambitions. McKinsey reported failure rates between 70 and 95%, depending on the scope and definition of failure used. The total value destroyed is almost incomprehensible. In 2018 alone, failed digital transformations wasted an estimated, that was that number again, 900 billion globally. Not 900 billion invested, 900 billion wasted, producing no measurable return. To put that in perspective, 900 billion is roughly the GDP of the Netherlands. It's more than the annual revenue of the entire US auto industry. It was spent on technology that did not deliver organizational change, that did not stick, and automation that did not work because the underlying problem was never technological. When researchers examined why digital transformations fail, the findings were remarkably consistent and remarkably damning for the technology first thesis. The primary cause of failure is not technology, it is culture, it is organization. BCG found that companies focused on culture were 5.3 times more likely to achieve breakthrough performance from their digital transformations than those focused on technology alone. The technology was rarely the bottleneck. The organizational capacity to use it was. McKinsey identified several recurring failure patterns: leadership that mandated transformation without changing its own behavior, insufficient investment in building employee capability, organizational resistance that was treated as a change management problem rather than a rational response to a system that was ignoring frontline expertise, and most tellingly, the inability to move pilot programs to scale. That last finding deserves emphasis. Organizations reported that 74% struggle to scale AI value beyond pilot programs. Only 21% of AI pilots reach production deployment. The technology works in the lab, it works in the proof of concept. It fails when it meets the actual operating environment, the messy, variable, human dependent reality of the shop floor, the hospital ward, the retail store, the construction site. So, here's what the autopsy reports describe but do not name. The digital transformation movement tried to automate intelligence that the operating system had spent a century suppressing. I'll say that again. You definitely haven't heard this before. The digital transformation movement tried to automate intelligence that the operating system had spent a century suppressing. So, clearly, I have to defend my position. Consider what digital transformation actually requires at an operational level. It requires four things. First, an accurate process knowledge, a detailed understanding how work is actually done, not how it's documented on paper. Second, tacit knowledge capture, the undocumented rules, judgment calls, and pattern recognition that experienced workers use to manage variation. Three, frontline buy in, the willingness of the people doing the work to participate in changing how work is done. And fourth, continuous feedback, real time information from the point of execution about what's working and what isn't. You got it? Four, accurate process knowledge, tacit knowledge capture, frontline buy in, and continuous feedback. Get it? So every one of these requirements depends on frontline intelligence, and every one of them is systematically undermined by a Taylorist operating model. So let me explain. Process knowledge. In a suppression model, the documented process and the actual process diverge, sometimes dramatically. Workers develop workarounds, shortcuts, and adaptive practices that keep production running despite system deficiencies. These practices are never documented because the system never asks. When the digital transformation team arrives to map the process, they map the documented version, not the real one. The technology is built on a fiction. So, next, let's take tacit knowledge. The most valuable knowledge on any factory floor, the experienced operator's ability to hear a machine drifting, to feel a material variation, to sense when a sequence is about to produce a defect, lives in the bodies and minds of the workers. It was never written down because the system was designed to make worker knowledge unnecessary. Thank you, Taylor. When the automation team tries to encode this knowledge into an algorithm, they discover it doesn't exist in any capturable form. Nobody ever asked. Nobody ever recorded it. Nobody valued it enough to preserve it. Get it? Third, frontline buy in. Workers who've spent careers inside a system that ignores their intelligence are rationally skeptical of any new initiative that asks for their cooperation while planning to eliminate their jobs. The resistance to change that appears in every failed transformation postmortem is not irrational, it's the predictable response of intelligent people who've learned that the system does not have their interests at heart. And finally, continuous feedback. A Taylorist system is designed for information to flow downward from management to workers, not upward. When the digital system needs feedback from the front line about, hey, what's working, what isn't, it discovers that the feedback channel doesn't exist. Workers have been trained by decades of operating model design not to volunteer information. The system never asked. Why would they assume it's asking now? So, the digital transformation failure should have been a wake up call. Instead, the same playbook is being repeated with artificial intelligence. The AI deployment narrative follows an identical pattern. Technology will solve the productivity problem, automate the repetitive tasks, let the algorithm optimize, reduce dependence on human judgment. And the early results are tracking the exact same failure curve. Organizations report that the majority of AI pilots don't reach production. The technology works in controlled environments, it fails at scale. For the same reasons digital transformation failed at scale. The operating model didn't support it, the frontline intelligence required to implement it hasn't been developed, and the tacit knowledge needed to train it was never captured. So there's a particular irony in the AI case. Machine learning systems require training data, examples of how the work is done, including the judgment calls, the exception handling, the pattern recognition that distinguishes competent performance from excellent performance. And the richest source of this training data is, you guessed it, the frontline workforce. But a century of Taylorist operating model design has ensured that this knowledge was never documented, never valued, and never captured. And the AI system can't learn what the organization never bothered to record. Companies are now spending millions trying to extract from their operations the very intelligence they spent a century designing out of them. The knowledge existed. The workers had it. The system told them it didn't matter. Now the system wants it back, and it's gone, retired, resigned, or simply never articulated because nobody ever asked. So the core error in both digital transformation and AI deployment is a sequencing error. The sequence most organizations follow: technology, process change, hope for cultural adaptation. The sequence that works: frontline intelligence deployment, which leads to process improvement, and then technology amplification. Let me give you an example. Toyota understood the sequence intuitively. The Toyota production system is not a technology system. It's a human system, a method for deploying frontline intelligence to identify and solve problems. Technology is added later on top of a functioning human intelligence network. The technology amplified capability that already existed. When you reverse the sequence, deploying technology on top of a suppression model, you get exactly what the data shows: a 70 to 95% failure rate and a 900 billion price tag in waste. So, the case I'm trying to make is that technology is not the problem. The technology works. In many cases, it's brilliant. But what doesn't work is installing it in an organization that has spent a century ensuring that the human intelligence required to use the technology effectively doesn't exist at the point of implementation. So, here's a thought experiment. Imagine if the 900 billion wasted on failed digital transformations in a single year had instead been invested in deploying frontline intelligence, in training workers to see and solve problems, in building suggestion and feedback systems, in creating the operational infrastructure that Toyota, Costco, and the Ritz Carlton have demonstrated works. At Zeynep Tone's estimated cost of building a good jobs operating system, 900 billion would have been enough to transform the labor model of virtually every major employer in the developed world. Instead, it was spent on technology that failed because nobody built the human foundation it needed to succeed. The suppression tax isn't just a value foregoing by not deploying frontline intelligence. It's the cost of every failed technology investment that assumed frontline intelligence did not matter. So, next week, the ward that heals itself. We leave the factory floor and enter the hospital, where the same suppression pattern produces, unfortunately, a body count 98,000 preventable deaths a year. And the solution has been known since 1999. Thank you.